Hire a virtual assistant now and chill.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Hire a Millennial Virtual Assistant. I'm your host for today, John, and we have a very special guest again. With us is Anette Marie, the project manager of VA FLIX, the agency that's all about connecting talented virtual assistants with clients. Annette, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, John. I'm thrilled to be a part of this podcast episode and, discuss this topic because this is so crucial for virtual assistants everywhere.
I thought you're going to mention that I said your full first name, Annette Marie. So,
No,
but
you
absolutely,
you haven't said my last name, so no.
well, I'll pass on that. But absolutely, Annette. Today's topic is one that resonates with so many of us. Finding that delicate balance between managing a heavy workload and taking care of ourselves too. Now, as a project manager, you've seen virtual assistants in action, right? Juggling multiple tasks and responsibilities too. Can you stress or can you mention the significance of maintaining a healthy work-life balance in this specific role?
Yes, John, of course. Virtual assistants must find a good balance between work and their personal lives. We often work from home, which can make it hard to tell the difference between work time and personal time. But keeping a good balance is not just about making sure we have a good quality of life. It also has a direct effect on how productive we are and the quality of the work we do. When we are well rested and in control of our feelings, we can give our clients and projects our best.
That's a great point. And then, so how can virtual assistants integrate self-care activities into their busy routines without feeling overwhelmed?
Excellent question, John. The key is to make self care a non negotiable part of our routine. Just as we schedule client meetings and project deadlines, we should also schedule time for self care activities. This could be as simple as taking short breaks during the day
Yeah.
to, stretch or meditate, or
Mhm.
dedicating a specific time for exercise, reading, or pursuing a hobby. Well, for me, that will be painting. And by incorporating these activities into our schedule, we're, actively prioritizing our well being.
Right. I love the idea of making self-care as a scheduled priority. We are all humans, so we are not robots. All right. We need to keep
Right.
that keep that in mind, especially to our virtual assistants out there. We also need rests, right?
Mhm.
But Annette, I want to go into specifics. Could you share some practical insights into specific self-care activities that virtual assistants can consider?
Absolutely, John. Here are a few self care pointers that can make a significant difference. First would be set boundaries. Draw clear lines between work time and your own time. Let clients know when you're available or when you're not, and this helps prevent burnout and sets realistic expectations. Uh, Also, second would be to practice mindfulness. You dedicate a few minutes each day to mindfulness practices like meditation and deep breathing. It helps feel less stressed and concentrate better. We also
Yeah.
have physical activity. You can do something active every day, like a quick workout, yoga, or a walk in the park. Physical movements, boosts energy level and overall well-being.
Mhm.
Also, disconnect. You set a time each day when you will not use any technology that is
Mhm.
related to work. This digital detox gives you a chance to recharge and spend time with people you care about.
Yeah.
Also, socializing is one. keeping in touch with your friends, families, and other virtual assistants. You know, you gotta have like a support system, and that can come from making connections and sharing experiences. And last, learn and grow. Set aside time for personal growth, like reading a book, taking an online course, or learning a new skill. Like continuous growth adds fulfillment to your routine.
Wow, that's a lot, Annette. But those are fantastic suggestions too. My favorite one is the socializing, the one you mentioned about socializing,
Mm-hmm.
because it reminds you, that you still have a life outside of your work, right? Even if you are working really hard, you still have people to socialize with.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about finding that harmony between our professional and personal lives. So I'd like to touch upon an important aspect that some virtual assistants might be concerned about. How can we ensure that while we are prioritizing self-care, we're still delivering top-notch service to our clients?
Well, that's an excellent question, John. It is essential to understand that taking care of yourself does not prevent you from providing excellent service. Rather, it enables you to do so more effectively. When we make an effort to look after ourselves, we make it much simpler for ourselves to perform at our highest level. Here are, some ways to continue providing outstanding services while also taking care of yourself.
Oh, you have a list again.
Yeah. And this is another list, actually.
Okay. Go
Are you
ahead.
ready to take down notes? Well,
Of
I
course.
I hope our audience has something to write on too.
Let's do this.
All right. So I have one. That is effective time management. It is a well balanced routine that allows us to manage our time efficiently. So when we have a set of work hours and set times to take care of ourselves, we are more disciplined and focused when we are at work. Another one on the list is prioritize and delegate. Self care helps us gain clarity on our priorities. We can make sure our time and energy are well spent by focusing on high value tasks and delegating when it makes sense. Uh, what else is on my list? Well, I have a few more. So I have quality over quantity. It's
Mhm.
not about how many hours you put in, but in the quality of work you produce. So self care helps you be more creative, solve
Yes.
problems and
Mhm.
pay attention to details, which also leads to better results. And I also have the next one, which is open communication.
Right.
And this is by keeping open lines of communication with your clients. So you'll be able to set clear expectations for how available you will be and how long it will take you to respond. Because, most clients like it when you are honest and will understand that you need to take care of yourself.
Of course. Yeah.
And with that, we also have the consistent check ins. So you have to look at your workload and your self care routine often, and you can make the changes as needed. A well rested and refreshed virtual assistant is better able to deal with problems to give great service. And lastly, I have continuous learning. And this is with engaging in self care activities, which can also like involve professional development. You also get better at what you do as you learn and grow, which makes you a more valuable asset to your clients.
Right. You have some very great ideas there, and that you really didn't prepare for this session, but
Not really.
it is reassuring to know that taking care of ourselves can actually help us provide better service. So thank you for explaining this, a very important part of keeping balance. Annette, we have talked about some great ways to take care of ourselves every day while we still give great service. Now, let us talk about a problem that many virtual assistants have. It is knowing when to take a break.
Mm.
How do we know if we need to rest, especially when we have a lot to do and our schedules are full?
Well, John, you are totally right. It can be hard to see that we need rest,
Mhm.
especially when we are in the middle of a lot of work. Well, again, here are some signs that it is time to grab your pen again because I have a lot of lists here. So it's time to put a rest at the top of your list.
All right.
I hope our audience is ready again. So I
I
have
bet they're
here
ready. Yeah.
they had it coming. I bet.
Yeah. Had it coming. But I'm pretty sure they are ready. So, because, in our episodes here in Hire Millennial Virtual Assistants, we are giving a lot of golden nuggets. We have a
Right.
lot of tips. So, yeah, better be ready, everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, here comes my first list. So I have diminished focus and creativity. So if you find it increasingly difficult to concentrate on tasks or come up with fresh ideas, it's a clear indication that mental fatigue has already set in.
Right.
Next one would be irritability and mood swings. So sudden changes in your mood, regardless if you're a female, because, girls can totally relate to that. But yeah, heightened irritability or feeling overwhelmed by minor issues can also be a sign that you need a mental break. Next one would be a physical exhaustion. So persistent fatigue or physical fatigue at that. Muscle tension and headaches are telltale signs that your body is in need of rest and recovery. I also have here on my list is decreased productivity. If you notice a significant drop in your productivity and the quality of your work, it's a sign that pushing through without rest isn't sustainable. What else? Lack of enthusiasm. If you've already lost your enthusiasm for tasks that you once enjoyed, so maybe it might be the time to take a step back and recharge.
Right. Yeah.
Also, I mean, I think this one everyone can relate because I myself can relate to this. So sleep disruptions, trouble falling asleep or waking up frequently during the night or not feeling rested after sleep. These are also indications that your body and mind need a break. And of course, the last on my list would be neglecting self care. Ironically, if you find yourself neglecting your self care routine, well, it's a clear sign that you're burning out and you need to prioritize your well being. So that's it.
Right. You will know, right, if you are neglecting, if you feel
Yeah.
like you're neglecting already your self-care, that's already an indication that you might need a break. So
Mm-hmm.
those are valuable indicators, and it's essential to be, attuned to these signs to prevent burnout. So what
Right.
steps can virtual assistants take when they recognize these signs and realize it's time to rest?
No, that's a great question, John. So
Do we have another list?
take a guess. Take a guess.
I bet we have another list.
Well, when you identify these signs, it's crucial to take action promptly. So, yeah, I do have a list.
Let's do
So,
this.
here's what you can do. You can pause and reflect. That is, acknowledge that rest is necessary, and you give yourself permission to take a break without guilt. Also, communicate. Well, I think this is really something, well, the easiest, if not. If you have an
Right.
ongoing commitment, communicate with your clients or your colleagues about uh, your need for a short break. Most people will appreciate you, honestly. So the next is prioritizing tasks. If possible, delegate or reschedule the tasks to, create breathing or a breathing room for yourself. Disconnect again is one. You have to step away from work related devices and activities. You have to engage in activities that, can relax and rejuvenate you. Also, engage in self care. Dedicate some time for or activities that can restore your energy and well being, such as reading, spending time in nature, practicing mindfulness, painting. Also, of course, I'll insert that because I'm into that.
Yeah.
So yeah, rest and sleep as well. You have to ensure that you're getting adequate restorative sleep to allow your body and mind to recover. And of course, the last thing, you seek support. Of course, you reach out to your friends, your family, or mentors for emotional support and guidance during this time. And of course, if you have already someone who can help you out with your wellness, why not?
Right. Support system is really important too.
Right.
Right. Thank you for those actionable steps, Annette, from your list. Recognizing these signs and taking proactive measures to
Mm-hmm.
rest and recharge are, crucial for our long-term well-being as virtual assistants, right? So,
Right.
do you have anything else aside from this, Annette?
Well, absolutely, John. Well, uh, just a tip, remember that prioritizing rest is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. So by
Yeah.
taking care of ourselves, we ensure that we can continue to deliver our best work and thrive in our roles.
Well said, Annette. Before we wrap up, do you have any final messages to our listeners too?
My last piece of advice is to remember that you are your most valuable asset. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is something that you have to do. You have to accept the power of self care, add it to your routine, and watch how it changes your productivity, your happiness, and overall success as a virtual assistant.
Those are very wise words, Annette. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and practical tips with us today. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. I hope we can have you on the next episode.
Well, thank you, John. Well, it's been a pleasure being here. And of course, remember, virtual assistants, you've got this. Prioritize self care, find your balance, and watch your career flourish.
Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of our Millennial Virtual Assistant. We hope you found today's discussion with Annette inspiring and enlightening. Remember to take those self care steps, and until next time, keep thriving in the virtual world. Bye bye.
In the world of modern, electronic, fast-paced society, where everything needs to get done yesterday, business owners always find themselves lost or buried under piles of daily crucial routine tasks that soaks up the last drop of energy a business owner has. Hiring assistants from VA FLIX can shave hours from your work week. They offer a great level of convenience and flexibility, which leads to a healthier work-life balance, freeing up time to focus on your business. You are guaranteed to work with an assistant who is well experienced, a great communicator, highly educated, and has a good heart. They treat their clients like family. Hire a virtual assistant now and chill.